Steph, big win. Clearly over of a good Nashville team.
Yeah.
What's the overall feel after, now that you've had a couple of days to digest that?
Yeah, good result. I think that's a good side. Having watched them prior to our game, they're a good side. They have good players, good individual players, good guy up top, good service, good defense. So a good side. And I think the first thing that would stick out to me is 2 games in a row we're able to eliminate a really good player. And Lucho Costa is one of the best in the league, and I think we eliminated him quite well against Dallas. And then Hani Mukhtar, obviously same thing. I think guys who struggle to find a way into the game, and that's credit to our guys. I think really disrupted that, and that helped us a lot in getting those results.
In that sense, Sam Surge also, you guys limited him all game long. What did you guys were able to do well, and what were your thoughts on Kim's, solid performance and how easy it seemed that he was able to fit in?
That's to be honest with you, that's the first thing I was excited about when I heard there was a chance of him coming back. It's just because I know he's a consummate professional. He treats everything with the utmost respect. He gives it his all. He's maybe at this point you can almost call people like that a bit old school. He's a defender, and maybe at times doesn't try to do too fancy things. But that's I love that because it's exceptionally reliable. I think maybe things. Football and sports are always cyclical, but maybe that's where we need to get back to is that defenders defend, goalkeepers keep the goal, strikers strike the ball. It's simple, but sometimes we're getting caught up in all these additional things, which is great if you're capable of doing them. But you gotta be able to do really good what you're there to do, and that's what he did. And I knew that him coming in, that's what he was going to bring, and I think he's going to be really good for some of our young center backs as well. Jackson's not young anymore, but still, I think Kim Kee-hee has a crazy amount of experience. So hopefully you can get a slice off of that. You're looking at Stu as well. People like that have a lot to learn from someone like Kim, I think.
From the last time he was here, what are some of the biggest differences? It sounds like his English has gotten a lot better, and I'm curious if that has a practical impact as well.
I haven't really seen too much change, and Kim's always been a quiet guy, quiet like in the locker room and stuff. But even back then, I think football is a universal language, and you can just scream something that nobody understands, but in a given situation with context, you know exactly why that scream is happening, and he does this really well. Really flowing with the up and down of the line. He leads that by just being loud, and people might not even know what he's saying. It doesn't really matter because people know exactly what he's saying, that's really good. He's very confident to do that because I think he senses that that's what's needed, love that. It's great.
As you guys get closer to full health, there's going to be a lot of tough decisions, but you still have some young players. Like, how do you kind of maybe help manage whether you do get on the roster, you don't get on the roster, like those tight competitions that are going to happen, and maybe some hurt feelings if they're not on the roster?
How do I help that?
Yeah, as captain.
I try to, when I sense that people are maybe a little bit frustrated, can you lighten the mood? Give them a quick waxing on the ping pong table to get their confidence up. No, it's little things like that. But other than that, it's you want to be on a good squad. I think everybody is a competitor, and you see that in whatever professional athletes do, whether it's playing a game of Monopoly or whatnot. You become very competitive, and I think this should be no different. If you have a guy who's competing against you on your own team, you should become more competitive. And I think we have a squad that's filled of people that will view that challenge in such a way, which is very good because ultimately that means that individuals start getting better and then they keep pushing each other, and then ultimately that makes the group better. Speaking out of personal experience, I think it's exceptionally difficult when you don't have someone pushing you. And I've been very, very fortunate because Tommy has always put a really good group of goalkeepers around that keep having you keep getting better and digging better and trying to see, oh, he does this better than you. I need to bring a slice of that into my game. And ultimately, that's like I said, that's how you make individuals better, and that's how you make a team better.
What did you see from Andrew in the Open Cup?
He's good on crosses. He's got a good distribution. Obviously, he read things really well. He's very confident, which is good. And I think his strongest ability, if you ask me, is his shot stopping. So again, that's very important because all the other things are extras, which are great. But ultimately, the shot stopping has to shine, and I think that's where he excels. So I've seen it for a while that he's a total package. So I'm happy when he gets to go on the pitch and showcase what he's capable of.
How much pride do you guys with the first team take in seeing the Defiance perform well, and especially when you have obviously teammates like Andrew playing for them?
Heck yeah! I mean, it's amazing. We're right now the only team from that standing that's left in the tournament. Yeah, and we're talking about it. It creates a unique problem for opponents too, and especially the next opponent. Right? I mean, what do? Do they take us lightly? Do they take us seriously? And Starfire, as we know, is its own beast with its own history as well. So I think it's a problem for the opponent. It's an amazing opportunity for our side, and the guys have earned it. So I'm really proud of them, and should be amazing. I mean, I've only had the pleasure of playing in a couple of those. It's awesome atmosphere. You can feel it in the air. So it should be a good one.
I know it's the very start of the week, but any early impressions on Colorado?
No, we've just come back now and really digested the things from the last game that worked for us, and the things maybe that we want to improve on a little bit. We also need to see again who's going to be available on the weekend. Like you said, these are good problems to have, to be fair. A lot of decisions to be made there, but it gives you a lot of options too. I mean, as we saw in the last game too, what a luxury to be able to bring the guys off the bench that we were able to bring off the bench. These are starters in most teams. Regardless of who plays, I think we have good weapons. And when you go in an altitude too, for me, one thing, maybe saying that, hey, don't leave things in the tank. Go 60 minutes, go 65 minutes. Don't be too proud and try to conserve to go 90. Give it your all that you got, because we have amazing players on the bench that are going to be ready to come on and continue the job. So,
as a leader and as a captain, you clearly have a good understanding of who Josh Atencio is as a person. He fell into really good situations, played just about every minute with Colorado. But do you feel like there's going to be a little bit of a revenge game, like a chip on his shoulder, that the team that kind of let me go?
I think so. Again, like I said, we're all competitors, and if you go somewhere else and it's not out of your own will, then you're probably going to be like, I'm going to show them that they made the wrong move, even though it worked out for him. Like you said, he's getting a lot of playing time, but I think we expected that. We didn't let him go because we didn't see his quality. These are some questions you probably should ask Craig or the coaching staff. At least from my view, I don't think we let him go because we question his ability. I think he's a very, very good player with a high ceiling. So on one way, I'm excited. I'm happy for him that he's getting to really get going with his career. At the same time, I wouldn't expect anything less, that he's going to be pumped and wanting to show what he's capable of against us.
Have you been able to watch him play?
Just some highlights here and there, yeah. But
yeah.
This is obviously the week where we're going to really start digging into their do's and don'ts. So